Hey everyone, Wes here for Family Gamer TV, and today we're going to take a look at Angry Birds Stella because Rovio have just released the Comic-Con trailer for the game. Now unfortunately, it doesn't feature any gameplay footage, but it does give you a better sense of who these characters are and why you might fall in love with them. Now this is obviously the second Angry Birds game that we're going to get this year because Angry Birds Transformers is on its way too, and you can check out the rest of our videos on that, but let's get straight into this trailer. And first up we get to see Stella flying through this jungle environment that the game seems to be set in, and she will introduce us to all of her friends, starting with Luca, who looks to be a bit of an oddball. But Dahlia, of course, here, or Dahlia, perhaps, is the science nerd of the group. Perhaps a budding Mr. White, if you're familiar with Breaking Bad. Then we have Poppy, who's the muso, who's going to bring rhythmic action to the group. And last but not least, we have Willow, who appears to be the most creative of the bunch, with wonderful artistic talents and amazing painting skills. So they're going to go up against the mightily evil Gale, who will bring her army of pigs to bear on Stella and her friends. Now, we don't know what form the game is going to take. It does have the Telepods toys attached to it, and we'll see some of those in a moment, but we don't yet know, other than the game being a bit more narrative and character based, whether it's going to have those same puzzle elements that we found in previous Angry Birds games. So hopefully we'll get some more news on the actual gameplay soon. But while we wait, let's take a look at the toys that are supporting the game. And first up is the Angry Birds Stella Telepods Birds Rock Together collection. So this set contains all of the characters, including Gale, and there's a musical vibe going through this set. So if you look at the pack in closer detail, you can see all of the characters, and their bases have musical instruments attached to them. So the main difference between the Angry Birds Stella and, for example, Angry Birds Star Wars and how those games work with the telepods, these characters sit on little bases that act as their clothes, so you kind of have to detach them to put them on the telepod. So you can see Dahlia has either a guitar or a violin. I'm thinking violin. And we've got Stella, who's the lead singer of the group, and Luca on the keyboards. And Gale is obviously just here to spoil everyone's fun. Now, if we're looking a bit closer at this image, you can see in the top right corner we have the telepod symbol showing you how to put these characters into the game, but also most noticeably, the packaging. It's white. Yes, it features this pale pink writing, but it's full of varied colours. This isn't the standard type of toy you might see aimed at the female market, at the girl gamer market. It has a lot more variety, which I think is trying to branch that divide between boys and girls, and certainly I think this game is going to appeal to both. Yes, it might lean towards the female market because of Stella and just the type of things that Stella likes to do, but it's good to see the packaging doesn't reflect that. And you can see in detail when we look at the characters how they sit on the telepod, and Stella is actually dressed as Elvis. Brilliant. So you can see all the little pieces of the playset here in greater detail. I guess those bases really are just to dress up your characters, to make them look a bit more interesting. I'll be curious to find out whether the hairpiece on Stella that makes her look a lot like Elvis is actually something that you can detach. That would be kind of cool if you've got hats and stuff that you can put on the characters. Next up, we've got the Angry Birds Stella Telepods Treehouse playset. Now this is the biggest of the playsets, one that I think is going to be much sought after. And if we take a close look at this, it's got a couple of levels to it that kind of fold out. It's got some pigs in with the bunch as well, and of course you see Stella and Luca and the rest of the gang in there too. In fact, I think it's only 3 of Stella's friends, well including Stella, and a couple of pigs in this playset, so no Gale and no Willow. But looking at the toy in greater detail, you can see that the pigs kind of sit on the outside on items that I think like leaves that are going to flop, that you can knock them off, And then you've got this swing set that I think is used to throw Stella at the birds and the toy set in general. So you can put them on there and fling your birds at the treehouse without having to use the standard kind of Angry Birds catapult. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. But lots of fun play to be had with that set. Next up, we've got the Angry Birds Stella Telebot Piggy Palace playset. So this is the home of the evil Gale and her piggy minions. And we look at this in close up, we can see that again we've got a kind of slingshot type swing for us to use for Gale, which is quite different in design to the one we saw in the Treehouse playset. And we also have Stella in there masquerading as a pig with a little nose strapped onto her. Brilliant, genius stuff. And then you've got the throne for Gale. So looking at that set unboxed, you can see where the pigs go, where Gale goes, and of course Stella sneaking in there. And Stella even has some little piggy ears that fit on top of her head. So there's lots of humour built into these sets, which is kind of the whole thing with Angry Birds. It's all built around the comedy aspect. You watch those Angry Birds Toons cartoons, and there's lots of fun to be had there. My son loves those, and I'm sure when we get more of those for Stella, both he and my daughter are going to be laughing along with those. I think these playsets are really going to appeal to my daughter and my son, and I'm keen to get my hands on them and specifically see what the gameplay is like for the Stella app, because I want to see how it's varied from the regular Angry Birds titles. So that's all we've got for you today on Angry Birds Stella. Hope you enjoyed that look at the latest Comic-Con trailer and the toys that you can see on the Toys R Us website right now. We'll have more news for you as it breaks, so stay tuned to Family Gamer TV and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. And leave us a comment, let us know what you think about Angry Birds Stella. Is this a step too far for Rovio, or is this a step in the right direction? Until next time, stay tuned to Family Gamer TV.